أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Every page of the Quran says, worship only the omnipotent one. Do you not realize that God has created the heavens and the earth for a specific purpose? Batul, stop this noise, Batul.
It's only Rachel. Rachel only crying.
There we go. She knows what she wants. I'm going to sit in Mama's lap. That's what. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Verse 19 of Surah 14 says, do you not realize that God has created the heavens and the earth for a specific purpose? If He wills, He can remove you and substitute a new creation in your place. This is not too difficult for God. When they all stood before God, the followers said to the leaders, we used to follow you. Can you spare us even a little bit of God's retribution? They said, had God guided us, we would have guided you. Now it is too late. Whether we grieve or resort to patience, there is no exit for us. This is just in the past tense to emphasize that this is actually what happened on the Day of Judgment, as witnessed by God. The Day of Judgment is not here yet, but these are things, the Bible and the Quran speak in the past tense to indicate that this is a prophecy that is sure to come to pass.
This is not too difficult. What's in Arabic?
وما ذلك على الله بعزيز. وما ذلك على الله بعزيز.
Sounds like it's low.
No, not difficult at all. Oh, I see.
Could be easy for that.
Yeah, no, it's not difficult for God to do. 22. And the devil said, after the judgment had been issued, God had promised you the truthful promise, and I promised you, but I broke my promise. I had no power over you. All I did was invite you, and you accepted my invitation. Therefore, do not blame me and blame yourselves. My complaining cannot help you, nor can your complaining help me. I have disbelieved in your idolizing me. Only the transgressors have incurred a painful retribution. So here is Satan finally telling his constituents, I knew you were stupid to worship me, to follow me. So now the people who follow him now, he points at them and says, oh, you stupid idiot. I tricked you. You follow me? 23. As for those who believed and led a righteous life, they were admitted into gardens with flowing streams. They abide therein forever, in accordance with the will of their Lord. Their greeting therein is peace. Do you not see that God has cited the example of the good word as a good tree, whose root is firmly fixed, and its branch is high in the sky? With the good word, the truth lasts. It has basis, has roots. And 25, it produces its crop every season, as designed by its Lord. God thus cites the examples for the people, that they may take heed. The example of the bad word is that of a bad tree chopped at the soil level. It does not stand. So the bad word, the falsehood, you just blow in it and it falls down. 27. God strengthens those who believe with the proven word in this life and in the hereafter. And what we have is the proven word. And God sends the transgressors astray. God does what He will. They remove their families from God's protection. Number 28. Have you noted those who responded to God's blessings by disbelieving and thus brought disaster upon their families? We talked earlier this afternoon about the souls being assigned to certain homes. So if the people refuse to uphold God's commandments, God will assign evil souls to their houses.
One parent is
amazingly, it works both ways. The believer will get his or her way. But a lot of times the situation, pardon? Usually, yes. I'd like to think, because you see, the believers get their way. And I'm looking at this thing of my own parents, where my mother was a believer, my father was not. A heavy duty idol worshiper.
Believer by what means?
But you see, my mother was not actively preaching, but continuously. She was not as educated as she wished to be. But she was just telling us always, God alone, the saints and the prophets are dead. You must trust in God alone, nobody else. And she kind of gave up because we all ganged up on her, with my father. So in other words, we didn't follow her. So we ended up half the kids are believers and the half are disbelievers. I shouldn't put it this way. Half are believers, 50% are believers, 10% disbelievers, and the rest are wishy-washy. Sounds like we had 100 kids, right? We're only 6. But that's a very good proportion. 3 believers out of the 6. And two nice ones, not made a firm stand, and 1 disbeliever. So that's not bad.
If both parents are believers and true believers, is that a guarantee that children will be believers?
No.
And
there's an example.
Believers, two parents disbelieve, they can have a believing child.
Noah had one son that was disbeliever. We have examples in the Quran of all kinds of relatives, because the word guarantee is just too strong. Generally, yes. And in this new era, the believers will get their way. This is a very very difficult era to believe because of the TV, the movies, the atmosphere, the society. It's just it's more difficult to believe. At the same time, it is easier to believe. You can understand that. There are too many distractions. So in this new era where the miracle is mental and everything, just God's system, that things will go the way of the believers. So inshallah, Roxana's kids, all of them will be believers. They are already, inshallah. Where were we? Yeah, we talk about they remove their families from God's protection. There are also examples in the, for example, Ibrahim was God's favorite person, but his father, his parents was, I don't know about his mother, but at least his father was a disbeliever, a real bad one. So there are certain exceptions, at least in the past. I was going to mention to you Carol Qureshi and her husband, where their daughter works both ways. Samina is a test for Carol and a punishment for Ihsan. So it works both ways. That incident caused Carol to be a stronger believer, caused Ihsan to be a miserable person. 28. Have you noted those who responded to God's blessing by disbelieving and thus brought disaster upon their families? Hell is their destiny, wherein they burn. What a miserable end. Idol worship, the mother of all evil. They set up rivals to rank with God and divert others from his path. Say, enjoy for a while, your final destiny is hell. Exhort my servants who believe to observe the contact prayers and give to charity from our provisions to them, secretly and publicly, before a day comes where there is neither trade nor nepotism. God is the one who created the heavens and the earth, and he sends down from the sky water to produce all kinds of fruit for your sustenance. He has committed the ships to serve you on the sea in accordance with his command. He has committed the rivers as well. He has committed the sun and the moon in your service continuously. He has committed the night and the day to serve you. All we can do is show our appreciation. We worship him alone. Muhammad didn't do any of this. Jesus didn't decide how long the night shall be or what seasons will be take place. God is the only one who controls the sun, the moon, all that. Congratulations, God bless you.
Only God can.
Yes. Nothing else. Yes. The sun is the true submissive, and only God controls the sun. The sun is very obedient. Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset.
This is what Abraham discovered actually, that the sun was obedient to a higher. That's how he discovered.
Well, actually, he was ridiculing his people. He was telling them, why don't you worship the one God, you know? And they said, apparently they were worshipping the sun as well. So he was telling them, maybe the star is our God. He was just making fun of them. As it turns out. Because obviously he has seen the sun, the moon, the stars before. And also if you read the text, he says, oh my people, if you don't, I disown your idolatry. So there's a connection between talking about the sun, the moon, the stars, and his guidance. Mr. Azashah.
Yeah. I was talking to my wife, Victoria, that because the way that we right now believe in San Francisco, the day by day is going to be for the children to grow. I said, okay, I don't want to sacrifice myself, for example, right now, I like that area. However, really I don't care, I don't anybody to anywhere that I'll be able to survive, I like it, I don't care, but the whole health.
Thank you, Omar. That's a good.
I want to do Victoria, for example, let's go to Exodus to here, because my child can grow here, and he's going to be there, pray every time. So, what's your idea? Because, for example, I try to, all the time I pray for my children to be happy to God, my next generation, I don't know if I able to see them or not.
You have, remember what I told you just a few minutes ago, is you must ask him to pray with you, wherever you are, in your home. And Vicky also tell her to do that. Because, I look at Hani and I know what, he prays with us just like an adult Hani does. Because they taught him to do that. No, it doesn't matter. Even if you come here, teaching him at home will be the most important fact. So you just settle wherever you're making a living. Of course, in Tucson there's a big advantage. But we'll settle wherever we're making a living. What I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to emphasize is that teaching at home is very important. So Muhammad is not too young to make him gradually he will discipline himself and stand in the prayer. At first he will stand for only half a rak'ah, and then for one rak'ah, then for two, and eventually he will do the whole prayer with you and will enjoy it. Give him some incentives like candy and cookies. Huh? Yeah. Easy slide, yeah. Yes, and he's very hyper. Yeah.
But still, I feel just for them, I'll be able to grow my children here. We are going to be really bright people in the future if they grow in the California.
Yes, I don't blame you. But wherever you go, they are in God's hand. Remember that. If you are with God and you're observing this, your children are in God's hand. You don't have to worry about it.
What is the law of the Quran about the father educating his child with the hand print on the...
Oh.
I didn't find it. is this actually a satanic in that?
Yes. Don't touch your kids. You'll be sorry. You'll be sorry because son will grow up and they put you to shame every time you see them.
When you, in the Torah,
if you repent, then God will fix everything.
In the Torah, it says, the father who loves his son doesn't bear what do you say in English?
Make a point. Everybody here, make a point that you can stand someday and you say, I never slapped my son or my daughter. Never beat my son or my daughter. And if you can repent, then you erase the past and start anew, and you can make the same claim before God.
But what does it mean then in the Torah when it says that the father who loves his son doesn't bear the rod? What does
Translate to English. Say it in English. Say it in our English.
The father who loves his son,
yes,
doesn't spare the rod.
That doesn't tell me beat your kid. It means the father who loves his son never uses the rod. Huh? Yeah? So depends on how you look at it.
I mean, I don't have the Bible in English.
It's a satanic trick because it makes the kids hate everything that you want to promote. If you want the kid to read the Quran and you beat them to read the Quran, they will hate the Quran. As soon as they're out of your influence, they will curse the Quran and everything that's connected with it. I've seen it.
No, yeah, I didn't ask it from this point of view to read the Quran. Because this is a very...
No, I'm just giving an example. If you beat the kid because you want him or her to sleep at 8 o'clock every night, they will hate 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And they'll connect the beating with whatever you want. You want to promote.
Yes, but this is not what I was trying to ask you about. I was trying... Some children are committing mischievous acts.
Yes.
Like throwing stones through the window of the neighbor's house.
Yes.
And they do it repeatedly.
Right.
Or they steal bicycles, or I don't know what they do.
Yes.
And the father is trying to say, don't do that, but the kid is continuing to do it. So he punishes this child for having committed disobedience and distraction. And this is a question which is very, I would say...
if the kid is behaving this way, it's the fault of the parent anyway. They had on I think it was Oprah Winfrey show, they had a mother and a daughter. The daughter got pregnant when she was 15. She dropped out of school and got pregnant. And the mother was there and the daughter was there. And Oprah Winfrey was asking, what is it that caused you to drop out of school? And the girl said, well, I want to be with my boyfriend, so boyfriend is more fun than school, this kind of thing. So then she turned to the mother and said, why did your daughter turn this way? And the mother said, turned to her and said, why did you drop out of school and go after your boyfriend and get pregnant? Why do you do these bad things when I want you to go to school and this and that? So the daughter looked at mother and said, well, you're never home, and when you're fooling around with your boyfriend, this, that. That was on the show. So what I'm saying is, it's the parent's responsibility. It's the mother setting the example for the daughter.
Is there anything wrong with getting pregnant and if maybe they got married in their way in front of God?
There's no such thing. You mean there's nothing wrong with dropping out of school at the age of 15 and getting pregnant?
School is not a compulsory thing in itself for
So you think it's okay to drop out of school and go to the boyfriend and get pregnant without marriage?
I didn't say that without marriage. I said maybe with marriage.
Well, so why not get married?
I don't know.
They're 15 years old.
Maybe they
Why marry in secret? There's a girl 15 years old in school, she drops out, goes to her boyfriend, and she marries him and gets pregnant. Why not make the marriage public?
I don't know if they made it public or not. But what I'm saying is that Rashad, school as such,
Yes.
it's not a criteria for righteousness. I didn't find in Quran that we have to school.
Yes,
Maybe
yes,
she was
it is.
tired.
You didn't read the Quran.
Maybe she was tired of
You didn't read the Quran. You have to read the Quran. It tells you, we were talking about this 2 days ago, that the rich believer is better than the poor believer. That's what God is saying. What does this mean?
Yeah, that's the more educated that they are.
Right. In fact, I will let you read it.
In many schools, they are not teaching. They are indoctrinating.
Indoctrinating what?
Well, in materialist values and in.
So do you suggest that we cancel schools?
No, we can improve schools. But if some young people drop out of school, maybe it's a reaction against that they don't agree with what is. The schools are under certain control, but they don't.
Look at page 275. If you read for us 75 and 76, we'll appreciate it. White pillow. Read it loud. You can read the Quran. When I said you didn't read the Quran, it means you read it, but you didn't read it. Because when you make a statement like that,
that's easy to say. I didn't make a statement. I made a question.
You said the school is not important or it's not mandatory, something like that.
I didn't say that knowledge is not important.
You said school is not.
I said that
well, I said
people who drop out of school can have very good reasons for it.
You can get knowledge without school, that's for sure.
But I will read it.
It will take you 20 times as long if you wanna educate yourself outside without school.
What
I've seen both.
Are you trying to say that the school is a guarantee for success? Or you say that
I didn't say that. I said the education in school is faster than education without school.
That is a simplistic generalization which has nothing to do because each individual is different and there are lots of individuals.
Well, I've seen both examples. I've seen people who go to school and people who didn't go to school. And when you go to school and you have 15 points, you study logic and philosophy and accounting and economics and journalism. But if you do it on your own, it's going to be 20 times as long. This has been the experience. You can accumulate the experience of 100 scholars. Lucy agrees. Yes. You can look at a research that did a lot of survey thousands of people, and you come up with a conclusion.
The school is not a guarantee that you will learn the right thing. And
ignorance is.
Well, your mother, for instance, she was not that ignorant. She wanted to know what, but she told you the truth. The worship of the Lord. You see, don't mix up things like this, because the fact that you have gone to school is not a guarantee that you.
So this proves that ignorance is good.
No, I didn't say that.
What are you saying?
No, I'm saying that.
Saying the school doesn't guarantee happiness, therefore let us cancel schools.
What I'm trying to say,
yes.
First of all, I don't want to start an argument. I want to
I'm repeating what you're saying. You're saying school does not guarantee happiness, right? Is this what you said?
Yes.
Success.
School does not guarantee
therefore, let us eliminate school.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay, what are you saying? What is your conclusion?
My conclusion is that we know very well that the school system today is not optimal. Or do you think it is?
Well, it's the best. The best ever.
It's the best?
Yes.
Well,
it's the best ever.
What school you talk about?
Any school system anywhere in the world today is better than any other time.
You believe that sincerely?
Yes, I know that.
Okay. I don't want to discuss it, but there is a national emergency plan in the United States because the people don't learn anything in the world. And the level of illiteracy and the level of analphabetism has increased in the United States. So I think this is a little bit...
Why?
Because the schools don't teach anymore as they used to. They don't teach.
So they are better than
Because
ever.
they have acquired new so-called methods which are not as good teaching methods as they used to be.
So what do you suggest?
And the children are not very motivated when they go to school because there are lots of other activities that are promoted on the side. And the role of the school today has become more of a social institution to teach young children to socialize rather than to acquire knowledge. And maybe this...
Somehow Eric is taking us away from the Quran. Is this true? Okay. We'd like to study the Quran and not politics or school systems or
yes, but
else.
you took up
Our
examples.
children are the most educated kids in the world.
You are just knocking off this 15 and 16-year-old girl or whatever, just like this. Maybe she has a very good reason.
We uphold the highest moral character because God told us to do so. If a girl gets pregnant at 15, first of all, physiologically she's not ready to get pregnant. It is not good for her. To drop out of school is not good for her. It is a bad example. And it affects your behavior. When you don't have the highest moral standard, it affects your behavior and then it reflects on you.
Maybe this girl was a believer.
Pardon?
Maybe this girl was a believer. Maybe she...
No, she's not a believer. She doesn't know anything. She's drugged. She's alcoholic. She's 15-year-old pregnant without marriage. How can she be a believer when she gets pregnant at 15 and drops out of school and shelter her mother? I mean, why do you think she's a believer? Because she got pregnant?
I said, maybe she is. How do you know that she's not?
What?
Are you saying that there are things that need to happen to somebody maybe before they become a believer?
I'm trying to say that God knows, but we don't know. And
So again,
we shouldn't pretend that we know, because God knows.
So the girl that gets pregnant, drops out of school at 15, and would rather be with her boyfriend and pregnant, she has a child. This is a criterion for the believer. This tells us she's a believer. Is this true? Is this what you're saying?
What are you saying?
A girl that's 15 years old drops out of school and gets pregnant and gives birth to a child out of wedlock. This is a sign of a believer.
I didn't say that.
You said maybe she's a believer.
I said maybe she's a believer.
Because all the signs are there. All the signs of a believer are there. Right?
Why do you say that all signs of a believer?
Well, this is your conclusion.
No.
You must see signs.
I
Tell me.
didn't draw any conclusion.
Why maybe she's a believer?
Don't
Why?
put words in my mouth, Rashad. I'm just trying to say that what she has in her heart, only God knows.
Well, I think a bad influence on us, Eric, and I think I suggest you go back to Switzerland. This is my suggestion. Because your behavior reflects what you're saying, and it hasn't been very good.
I'm sorry.
Me too.
But
I know certain things you don't know, so if you choose my
no,
expression.
if something happened like we say, we as believers judge it from what the Quran says. But we don't need to judge the person as for what she knows. That's what she decides to do. If she knew better, if she knew about the rules and regulations, that regulations she will not have been in that position.
That's right.
Because she is in that position from what she knows. But from what we know, and even for me as a woman, I'm not going to be pregnant for next 15 years. I mean, it's a big responsibility.
So, looking from God's point of view, strictly from God's point of view, I don't think it's a good influence when we have here children, boys and girls, to hear somebody say, maybe she's a believer, when she got pregnant at 15 and dropped out of school and so on. So,
But
I'm very jealous when it comes to guarding our standards.
But I have another question that I can answer that. As human beings, we do have to have feelings for the baby. And the mother,
Say it again.
know in our law, if even men and women get pregnant and want to get married after 1 month, I mean, if they have a baby and after 1 month they want to get married, that's right, it's called inconceivable. That's baby.
Yes. It was conceived outside of marriage, which is God's institution. I just don't trust you talking to the believers when I'm not here. I'm not comfortable because of your point of view. Maybe you have some European ideas or something. Whatever it is, I'm not comfortable when you're talking to the people and there's always some negative feedback. So I'd appreciate it if you just visit when you are here, or it'd be better if you just go back to sleep. Are there any other questions on this? What were we talking about? I was saying that the parents set the example for the children. زعلانة ليه؟
19 years old.
أيوة. إذا نصحتك لما تسمع.
Mary was 19 years old and she said, no man has ever sex.
Yes. That's the Quranic lesson. Yes. It was a good hint when it is in Surah 19 and it's entitled Maryam, and it tells the birth of Jesus and so on. It's a very good indication. 15 is just, even physiologically, the girl is not ready. Just because she is menstruating and so on doesn't mean the uterus is ready and emotional, psychological conditions are satisfied. And the same with the boys.
Before they have a child, I believe they have about 6 to 7 times.
Yes, infant mortality.
They have three
Was a mistake.
two brothers and sisters died before me. I was the fourth one. Because my mother was very young.
Right. Just physiologically, the boys and the girls are not ready before the age of 19 or 20.
They didn't know in the death and now they're too old.
They are talking about hormones. When I said, no, there are hormones. Because we have a brain too. I mean, the animals are children. And they say
Animals are better.
normal. I mean, they think
Animals are better because they know and they are ready.
it's a very hard concept for Westerners to understand what is hormone. Please, I mean, I don't picture any of my children running around with a hormone I don't know. That's not human being. I don't want to know my daughter or my son are in this. I want them to learn.
Control themselves.
Have self-control. This is what it's all about in relationship. And that is the heart. And that is for people that give or people that...
It seems like in the last 10 Quranic study, I've been reminding the parents to tell their children that they're very special. They must learn they're very special. They're not to behave like the commoners, and they must not let anybody touch them in a sexual manner until their wedding night. And so I have an appendix here entitled Virginity for that purpose. So if they're too embarrassed, you can just have them read the appendix. Sometimes it's a ticklish subject. It's difficult to discuss. But they must teach them first that their happiness in this life and forever depends on obeying God's commandments.
Well, I was
And
how it was given. And at the end, he said, well, yes, they were talking about the women. But what about the men?
Right.
And it was in fashions of don't let him get to know you. And on. And after he's going to say to you goodbye, and I said, this is men and women.
Right.
They're both responsible. These are teenagers, and it's
For both.
unfortunately, I'm not having to blame not because the woman is showing badly, the man didn't do anything when he's shown and free. And that was something that really I think was more than a problem.
Yep. That's why I put in the headlines that boys and girls. Like there is no double standard there. You know, first and foremost, if a person is a believer, the children are in God's hands. And you must have that confidence. Just one. Roxana was asking the same question. Remember, God says that in heaven you have anything you wish for, anything you want. And the believer's heaven begins right here. So if a believer is one parent is a believer, he or she will have what they want. Anything that belongs to you is in God's hands, including your husband. God will control their minds and their hearts. Husbands go from the extremely cooperative to the extremely violent in opposition. And even the extremely violent in opposition, they can threaten and they have no will. The will of God that is finally is done. They can shout and threaten, but they cannot do anything. God is doing everything. Well, it's beginning. It was the age. Yes. I actually heard commercials on the radio and TV advocating abstinence until you have the one partner that you're going to have. I mean, this is unheard of. 20 years ago, it was unheard of to actually hear commercials on the radio and the TV talk about AIDS awareness and saying that the best way, yes, exactly. Our generation coming up. I mean, 20 years from now, there will be twice as many people on earth who never heard of the Trinity or anything else. And Ahsan says that this is God's way of teaching them, since parents are lax. They're not teaching their children about homosexuality and the dangers and this and that. The parents are so lax, so God sees to it that He's teaching them. So now, what was Targon was saying? Oh yes, the cat is so weak and old and falling apart. And Targon said, maybe she has AIDS. Yeah, but that's not the point. The point is, look at the child knows about AIDS.
And the next step is teenage.
Yes.
In our child population, is why now we're going to be more.
Diva will call in about 15-20 minutes. She did? Where? Where? Here? Yes, I was fighting with Eric. I had no awareness. I wasn't aware of anything. Oh, yeah. Wow. Yes.
But we have also to be careful of food and I'm not taking it, and I still know I engage with tiny people, and they are all people that have red hair.
There's a sister who's a believer right there.
Yeah,
A good one. When did you meet a butcher or an accountant or a doctor who's a believer? Don't be so hard on teachers.
We have to balance things.
Remember, your children are in God's hands. God will manipulate the circumstances so they will get the right education. Yes, that's it. Very important. I mean, we can use Hani. Look at Hani, MashaAllah. As an example, it stands with us just like the adults and prays. Perfect. The only thing that wrong with this prayer is you make his salam to the left ear. And we'll yes. So he looks at him because he wants to, he's anxious to say congratulations. So we're thinking of putting him on the other side to be the first one there, so he will start to... Yes. But this really tells us that you can teach the kids how to do the proper prayer from very early age. It is only... yes.
Do you remember when?
Now he's chasing the fly. You want to go to heaven? I mean, this is wonderful.
Yes.
He was actually listening.
Yes.
Adnan, he was listening to you at the convention. No, that's, Linda teaches you, mashallah. But he was listening to you at the conference.
You know what Nani, how old Nani is? Adnan, Linda, and Ahmed Baroni. Wow, mashallah. What is this? I was going to hang it in my office. Anyway, Nanny was running after a fly with a throttle thing. You want to go to heaven? You want to go to heaven? I mean, even adults don't know this. Send them to heaven.
He's asking the little fly, you want to go to heaven? You want to go to heaven? He was listening to Rashad at the conference. He said he's two. He's about two. My God. He was listening at the conference. Yeah. Nobody told him before.
The mummies are here. MashaAllah. What happened to the Jehovah Witnesses who came to your house? Aisha was there. Oh, you were there too? What do they do? That's good. Yeah, they are active. They know the new people. Did they ever show up again? I don't think it's a Jehovah Witness anymore. He came in to tell us to read the Bible, and we ended up telling him to read the Bible. We showed him that he doesn't know what's in it. Right. The gentleman he didn't start this to heaven. No, yeah. Remember, were you there? You were not there?
No, you.
Yes. He came to tell us not to go to heaven.
What you went to heaven?
Yeah. Huh?
What did you say?
He said, I have no hope for God, or I have no heavenly hope. What did he say? I have no heavenly hope. He said, you mean you're not going to heaven? I said, no. He said, do you want to go to heaven? Because we're going. He said, no. Yes. He said, no. I said, well, wait a minute. If you have a choice, would you like to go to heaven or not? He said, what? If I have a choice, yes, but I have no hope. That's why you're coming to tell us that you want to take us with you? Yes. You want us to cancel our heavenly hope or what? People say you are following a crazy man. In their privacy, this is what they say. You're following a crazy man. I think this happened to every one of us. Note how they describe you and how this causes them to stray off the path. They said, after we turn into bones and fragments, we get resurrected anew. Otherwise, they do not believe in resurrection after death. They don't believe in the hereafter. And I want to emphasize here that 49 does not mean they say it orally. Orally. They say it in their heart, in their mind, secret. Their subconscious is saying that. This is why we need the 3 criteria to bring out that subconscious statement. And I think in the new edition, I'm making this clearer. They said in their subconscious, after we turn into bones and fragments, we get resurrected anew. 50. Say, even if you turn into rocks or iron, or a lion devours you and digests you. 51. 51, actually this is what it says. 51, or any kind of creation that you deem impossible to resurrect. That's what it means. Somebody is eaten up by a lion and devoured. How will you be resurrected? This is actually what they ask. You will be resurrected anew. Because the body doesn't mean a thing. The body is eaten up by the earth anyway, or cremated, or whatever. They will then say, who will bring us back? Say, the one who created you in the first place. They will then shake their heads and say, when will that be? Say, it may be closer than you think. Treat each other amicably. This is a commandment to all of us, and we have to be very careful, because this is Satan's last stand. To borrow Custer's word. Is that General Custer? Custer's last stand? I don't know what the connection is, but
Something there.
there's some connection there. Tell my servants, that's you and I, to treat each other in the best possible manner. For the devil will always try to drive a wedge among them. This is his last. He failed to stop you from believing in God. He failed to stop you from reading the Quran. He failed to stop you from being saved. So his last thing to do is to drive a wedge between the believers. Because this will be a violation of God's statement that the believers are brothers and sisters. That the believers are one family. It's a statement that God made, and Satan wants you to contradict that statement by being averse to some other believer. So we have to go out of our way to make it backfire on Satan. If he tries to drive a wedge between you and another believer, you must reverse it. It takes work. Pardon? 52. The day he summons you, you will respond by praising him. Oh, did I miss it? Yes. Okay. The day He summons you, you will respond by praising Him, and you will then realize that you had lasted in this life but a short while. Really very short. Sufficient for the test, but it's very short. Just think of all the years that went by so fast. Only yesterday you were a freshman in high school. Just like that. Tell my servants to treat each other in the best possible manner, for the devil will always try to drive a wedge among them. Surely the devil is man's most ardent enemy. Because if he succeeds to drive a wedge between you and your brother or sister, the believers, he can point at you and say, look, he or she is not a believer. He doesn't have that brotherhood, sisterhood feeling that you stated. Satan would say that. And Satan is the biggest crybaby. He just look for anything to claim you. So don't give him a chance. 54. Your Lord is the best knower of you, in accordance with His knowledge. He showers you with mercy, or in accordance with His knowledge He requires you. We did not send you to be their advocate. Your Lord is the best knower of everyone in the heavens and the earth. In accordance with His knowledge, we preferred some prophets over others. For example, we gave David the psalm. We were talking about this yesterday. Many people, especially secular people, they think that David wrote the psalm, which is true, but he wrote it with God's inspiration. God, we were told here, God gave David the psalm because he deserved it. And I hope all of you were here when I said, for example, the 5 daily prayers are a gift from God. You know the one who's doing the 5 prayers. God is allowing you to do the 5 prayers as a gift from Him, because He knows you deserve that gift. And this is proven by the prayer, Abraham's prayer. I like to repeat this because it's very important. Because when we do the 5 prayers, we don't feel like we're doing God a favor. We should feel the other way around. We should feel that we thank God for the favor that God gave us to make us do the 5 prayers. Abraham's prayer was, please God, make me one who observes the 5 prayers. مين اللي زمر هناك يا حاج؟ Abraham said, please God, make me one who observes the 5 daily prayers. We gave David the psalm. You know, you always read the people who write more scripture say the psalmist said, and the psalmist did, psalmist said that. They call David the psalmist. They really, act and write and consider that David is the writer of the psalm. But the psalms is one of God's scriptures. It is all loving God, and it emanated from David, but God gave David the words to express that love. Fine. Even if that is correct, which is not, it is not correct. God is the one who preferred, and He ordered us not to prefer anyone, and not to make distinction. God preferred by necessity. He spoke to Moses, for example, a great honor that was not given to any other prophet. The prophets that are honored in the Quran are the following: Moses, Jesus, and David, not Muhammad, ironically. So if you are to pinpoint who are the prophets who were honored, and Abraham, if you are to pinpoint in the Quran who are the prophets who were honored to higher ranks by God, they were Abraham, Moses, Jesus, and David, named by name. You know, وَاتَّخَذَ اللَّهُ إِبْرَاهِيمَ خَلِيلًا. God made Abraham a close friend. Consider. What an honor this is. Moses by speaking to him, Jesus by being born as a prophet, and David, God gave him the Psalms. He loved God so much. He was singing, loved the love of God. And until today, if we want to express true love of God, we use David's words.
John, he was born as a prophet too.
John was a prophet, yeah.
Was he born as a prophet?
Who?
John.
The Baptist.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was born as a prophet.
No. He was not born as a prophet. But Jesus was born as a prophet. He spoke from infancy and he said, I am a servant of God. God gave me the scripture. When God told Zechariah that John will be a prophet, he said he will be a prophet after he grows up. 56. Say, implore whomever you claim to be gods beside him. They have no power to relieve your afflictions, nor can they prevent them. There goes St. Jude. St. Jude, you read the paper every day, and people are taking St. Jude for the operation and for healing the disease. Any paper, but every day.
It was some Jewish guy, you know.
No.
St. Jude.
Yes, St. Jude. That's his name. He probably never existed. If he did exist, he's now doesn't exist. His power is dead. Even if he's alive now, he can do nothing to heal anybody. I don't think he went to school of medicine. Saad will do a much better job than St. Jude. If you have a competition, Rashad Khalifa against St. Jude, she'll do a much better job for healing. The righteous idols worship God alone. 57 says, even the idols that they implore, that is Hussein, Ali, Muhammad, Jesus, are seeking the ways and means towards their Lord, wish for His mercy, and fear His retribution. Surely the retribution of your Lord is dreadful. We have this very well put in Surah entitled The Prophets, 21, that they are worried about their own neck. The prophets themselves, they want to get as close as possible to God, and they worry about their own neck. 58. There is not a community that we will not annihilate before the day of resurrection or inflict severe retribution upon them. This is already written down in the book. Congratulations, God bless you. These are our 2 pages, Lisa and Susan. There's some fantastic breakfast on the stove for you. Get to work. Yes, of course. That's very good. But should have waited until Lisa and Susan stepped out. You can hear it when you have breakfast. Go ahead. Are there any workers who are going to work? No? Where's the jobless ones? Yeah. You have to go by 8.
Yeah. Leave the door open now. Everything is fine now.
Yes. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Leave it open. Yes. Yes. Because it follows only a number of commandments. It refers to the commandments starting at verse 22. From 22 to 38 are a number of commandments. So then God is saying this is some of the wisdom. He's referring to just these. Yes. Yes. Well, those verses are some of the Quran, are part of the Quran. God says some of the wisdom revealed to you. So whatever God reveals is wisdom. Hadith is not revealed from God, it's revealed from Satan. The people have to have a choice between God's wisdom and Satan's wisdom. And all you need to do to see how stupid Satan's wisdom is just open the book of Hadith at random. From the names of the narrators to the subjects themselves are very, very stupid. I mean, Satan couldn't be that stupid. He must do it on purpose, just to show God that people will follow him anyway. Disbelief. Yes. Yes.
And then you some of these just looks to me that if you press the Quran is some of it.
say the hadithists deny that Quran is wisdom at all, or part of the wisdom. Say Quran is the scripture and hadith is the wisdom. Ali Izadi, right? That's what Ali Izadi said. Pardon? Oh yeah, they all.
When you answer all those questions for me, back to the mystery.
Yeah.
So I would go and ask what the vision behind all. I would look in hadith for the vision behind.
By the way, this didn't show up until we proclaimed that the Quran alone should be upheld. Did you notice that? I mean, we never heard of this before. Only that this message became known, that they started to say Quran is. It's like they made a discovery. Right. Exactly.
But now when somebody says, and then somebody has no idea, they don't know each other, but when they say it, as if they say, what do you know, news that come out?
Oh yeah, now it's the ultimate is the whole is the But I, you know,
people that have no idea where they're from.
By the way, Naima, this is another idea that Ihsan developed also, about when they ask, where is the Salat in the Quran? And Ihsan says, if the Salat is described in detail, every step of it, every word you answer, everything in the Quran, which will take quite a few pages, will you follow it? And the person said, of course I follow it. He said, okay, let's take the first step in Salat. It is in the Quran, in Surah 5, verse 6. It says, O you who believe, when you get up to the prayer, wash your face, your arms to the elbows, wipe your hair, and wash your feet. Is this what you do? They all flunk because they don't do that. They don't, see? God is giving you the first step in Salat and you don't follow it. So why? Yes, another. Exactly, there's no difference. You know, if some Muslims were doing the morning 3 rak'ahs and some are doing it 5 rak'ahs and so on, then God would have said, hey, it's the proper number of rak'ahs is 2.
Just like we did
I was saying was the Quran brings only one kind of people, and it's the leader. But then hadith gives a lot of people. The one that wants sahih, the one that wants sahih, the one that wants.
Yes, take your pick.
I mean, they can pick whatever they want from hadith. I mean, what Jesus says, where they are in their feeling and emotion and their best things. I mean, if it says marry more than one woman,
You're quoting the Quran.
But if they make it without the requirement of the Quran, I mean, Quran does say there is, I mean, you have to be, listen equally.
No, the Quran makes it almost impossible.
That's why I like the hadith makes it possible. Very, very easy. The repudiation of the women.
They have some women that is somebody needed a few minutes and then
Well, this is a temporary marriage.
Oh, they have it. I mean, I saw it in my country, but they have women in Morocco, women in Saudi Arabia, then they take them to Saudi Arabia, and for 2 years they come back to Morocco with their mothers. I mean, I hear women in Morocco say, yeah, to marry him, and after 2 years. And he's like,
No, it's a lot worse than that. You don't know what the Ihsan is. This is prostitution. Right. No. This is for 1 hour. This is only a few yards from the Kaaba. And this man was walking with 3 or 4 girls, and he's saying, "Zawaj mut'a, temporary marriage." So a man will walk to him and say, "I would like to marry this one." And he says, "For how long?" He says, 2 hours. there'll be less much. Okay, how about this one? I mean, really prostitution. And people get angry and they go to the police, and the police would say, sorry, this is the Shia principle, we cannot interfere in religious affairs. As if freedom of religion is rampant in Saudi Arabia.
Did they divorce?
Yeah?
Did they divorce?
Yes, they divorce after 1 hour or 2 hours, and you negotiate with the man. This is only if you are from the Kaaba, it's really terrible. But, yeah.
The thing is, Prophet Muhammad came, he made things, hadith is helping to make things easy to move on that didn't develop yet. I say, let's listen to the development, and then we can follow it. We can say hadith things,
There is 100 years later, after the Gaza, which is in the desert, what is the reason they were much better before hadith.
we say, how can we take so much to these people? So hadith was really allowing them.
They were illegal before that.
But you were quoting the Quran when you said in hadith they find anything they want. Surah 68 verse 38. It says they have a book in which they can find anything they want. 68, 38. 68.
Oh, yeah, right.
Surah 68 verse 38. Another multiple lines. Yep.
And I told him, well, what you want is not what I want, so that's why we are fighting. And what the other person wants is not what
They're always fighting.
we want, so we will never be
We had a guy, he walked in 3 days ago from the Islamic Center here, saying that they are fighting so much, there's so much hatred and so much fight. I'm sick and tired of it, I'm looking for another place. Yes.
68:35 says, shall we treat the Muslims like the criminals?
Right.
Very profound.
Yes.
We can see that.
No, they can't see.
What is that?
فَنَجْعَلُ الْمُسْلِمِينَ كَالْمُجْرِمِينَ. Yes, this is the word that's used. 35. It says mujrimeen. It's a very bad word in Arabic. Mujrimeen, criminals. The ones who have a book where they can find anything they want. You mean you have a question?
That's what we've been doing.
I can't believe it. Okay, go ahead.
We find out this is that when the righteous die, so it's to them. But in the Quran, you read that on the day of resurrection, when we wake up, it's like waking up from sleep. And if we give word, we say, La ilaha illallah, alhamdulillah, it's the same with your action.
Right.
But in here, there is this question, is the believer the righteous in heaven?
Yes.
Already. And then the day of resurrection.
Right.
And what happens?
Okay. You know what happens before the resurrection?
Before the day of resurrection?
Before resurrection. Immediately before resurrection, what happens?
Everything will be destroyed and all the dead will be alive.
Okay, before that, what happens? It's okay. I mean, I'm not just because you know it, but I want to bring it out. Okay, what happens just before resurrection?
The earthquake.
Before that. Huh? Okay, look at Surah 39. The answer is in Surah 39. Azar's answer. Page 466. And we have a correction to make because of the new information that the righteous do not die. The righteous do not die. So 466, and read it as out loud. 466. You're looking at the wrong page. Page 466. Read it from the top.
The holy laws were offered everyone in the heavens and the earth in the strong day.
Okay, I want you to, if this is your book, cross that out and put unconscious. See, she already got it, right?
Yeah.
MashaAllah, happy anniversary.
It also, Rashad.
Because this includes the angels also. The angels also will be struck unconscious. Yes? Says everyone in the heavens and the earth. Everyone in the heavens and the earth. Except Michael. Or Israfil, the one who was blowing the horse. I don't know if it's Michael or Israfil. I forget. Is it Israfil? It's Israfil, yeah. It doesn't matter. I think it's... Yeah. The one angel who blows the horse. Israfil or Israfil. So even even the people in heaven will be not unconscious. The reason I wanted to cross out dead and put unconscious is because it is the same word used when Moses was knocked unconscious, when God manifested himself. Moses said, وَخَرَّ مُوسَى صَاعِقًا. And the word used here is, if you can see it in Arabic, it says فَصَاعِقًا مَنْ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. The word is صَاعِقًا, means unconscious. So in this translation, it's not accurate.
It also, it also wrong according to our previous information. Also, it would be the third day.
Right. Exactly. Also, in addition to all of this, the people of the cave, they were asleep. They were unconscious for 309 years. And God used the word resurrection. Because they're waking up. In fact, God used the word resurrection for our getting up every morning. And if you know how Barbara Jean sleeps, it's resurrection, alright? Have a nice day. See you inshallah at the Friday prayer. Alaikum salam.
The question that Salat asked, the answer is that whenever Quran describes the information system in mind, used anyway, with the wisdom that we benefit.
Some of the wisdom that we revealed to you. He has a good point in that the people who are looking for excuse, they'll find it. Because God puts deliberate traps in the Quran for those people. I'm thinking of how to put the subtitle, change it so that we avoid that problem. So we'll see. See what happens. That's a long story. We're going to call your son Yahya, so say, why? Yahya Yuxel. He's expecting, did you know that? News travel. Why? Huh?
Why?
He also. Yeah. Well, he loves Upper so much. When she has morning sickness, he has it too. I brought him some lunch the other day and said, I vomit. Honest. That's true. Listen to him. What did you say? Yes. Yes. Explain. Explain. Yes. Yeah, but no chance.
One more witness.
Guilty.
Third one here, another one.
Okay, Paribas, let's do some Quran.
Will it chant this one?
Yes.
Yes. Or text. Oh. No, it's not Shams. Is it Shams Kufair? Surah 81.
You got a point angel to wake up with a long prayer. And the text was little, not for most people. But for Baba, they have to knock on the door and almost break it down. To get her to move out of bed and walk to the door, and then is true. The best way to wake somebody up, for example, I'm sure you all did this, you put the alarm away from the bed, right?
Yeah.
If it's next to the bed, you go, and you go to bed.
Like my cat's dream.
The angels found that they have to knock on Barbara's door before they open the door, find out, oh, okay, and do the morning prayer. Not your rascal.
He's a cat after it, right? So he's like, okay, he's ready to wake.
You play special too?
Yeah.
It is neat about the observation when I was home that the sun then, I mean, it doesn't end. I mean, he's waking up everybody, but nobody's waking up. I mean, it's not something like once an hour.
Even in Morocco.
In Morocco,
Yes.
and get up.
In fact, they're cussing.
Yeah,
Yes.
almost. I mean, he's
Putting the pillows on their ears.
yeah. But I say during the day, they don't do that. Nobody's telling them leave the cooking. Nobody. I mean, I was visiting my mom. I said, they disturb us so much when our baby is done. But look at now. You need to leave a little bit this kitchen. And attend to God. They will leave it all day long. Nobody is doing it. Not there in the time of the day and during the day. Well, the evening will come and
Where we lived back home, they built a mosque with a minaret and with big loudspeakers that were pointing right to the window of Suad's room. And this ugly voiced guy, every day, 1 hour before dawn, he comes up and just rattles on some nonsense, very loud.
I mean, it's horrible.
Yeah, and usually she's studying for school of medicine. She's up until 2 o'clock in the morning or something, and then she puts her head down, and then there comes this guy. They actually complained to the police about it. But he won. Yes. It's really terrible. 1 hour. You're right, they don't do it in other prayers. Only in the Fajr prayer.
And the one that nobody will stop.
Yeah. Like the people hate anything that's connected with the prayer or God or Islam. What's your question, Azar?
Just one more.
Just one more. I love that phrase. Yeah.
One at a time. In Surah 2, verse 29, we read, He is the one who created for you everything on earth, then turned to the sky and created 7 universes therein, and He is fully aware of all things. And this question come up that in another verse we read that everything was masses and then explosion happened and there was, everything was created. And when I think about that and I read this one, I'm confused that the earth was created first and then the 7 heavens.
The provisions for every ant, horse, and mouse were calculated. Design was done. Everything was created first. Then you talk about the process of creation is the Big Bang.
So this is just a provision that creates
the earth took 4 days to design and calculate the provisions and everything. Just the earth. وقدر فيها أقواتها في 4 أيام. See? The whole, God created the whole universe. This is in Surah 41 verse 11.
In Arabic doesn't mean in Quran, especially it doesn't mean always a time sequence.
Right.
Sometimes it's like this.
As a matter of fact, there's no time sequence. As far as God is concerned, there's no time period.
To show us, even to teach us.
Everything existed. Anyway.
No, to teach us sometimes God put in time sequence.
There's no time sequence for God.
Yes.
Did you hear that, Azad? Did you hear that?
No.
Go ahead.
Here, especially in verse 29, there is not time sequence because some men here, in fact, means additionally he created, 7 universes and he expanded them. He created this and also this.
doesn't mean then doesn't mean here is translated as then.
So there is no time sequence for God. In other words, before the seven universes were created, God knew that the earth would be created, that Azar would be born and will move to San Francisco and will marry Mahdi at Masjid Tucson. God knew that. So it was already created, even though there is nothing yet, as far as we're concerned. So there is no time sequence as far as God is concerned.
I said maybe, for example, you build the building, and you didn't finish the design, but you go first to your room, and you finish this for design, furniture, and go back.
Or you know in your head how many rooms you're going to have, what it will look like.
In Arabic, من بعد ذلك shows time sequence after this. But
usually من بعد ذلك applies to people. You just believed من بعد ذلك, or you believed من بعد ذلك, or you went to the other town من بعد ذلك. So it applies to the creatures, not to the creators. As far as God is concerned, there's no time. Therefore, there's no sequence. I mean, the people who will be born 100 years from now, God already knows about it. So are they created yet? Yes. But they are not in existence yet. They will be here 100 years from now.
Well, as long as we're concerned, they're not.
Right.
I mean, who said the past, future, and past, present, future doesn't exist at the same time?
Right. This is why God tells us about the day of resurrection in the past tense, as if it happened. Which is true, as far as God is concerned, it happened. Everything is done. This is why when God says Satan went to heaven, to hell, nobody can say, is it possible that God will forgive Satan? Because God already tells us what happened in the future.
But the word for English, everybody understand that way, because when we say everything on earth, then turn to the sky and create 7 universes, and design 7 universes, or create. You said 41.
It doesn't matter. We shouldn't pick on these little things. We shouldn't say that God created the earth and the heaven.
So when people ask us, we should have an answer for that.
So this is the answer. Say, why is it relevant to you whether the earth came first or Jupiter came first?
Yeah. Somebody asked. You know, the unfortunate...
Ask him a question. When they answer the question, is it important whether Jupiter came first or the earth came first? Is it important to you? But that's what God says. The people who doubt in their hearts, they will ask you those questions. You'll talk it to them.
You said 41, which was?
41:11.
41:11. Thank you.
Rashad, didn't God honor Muhammad in the Quran by saying that he made the prophet as a mercy to the people?
No, it's the same for everybody. No. He used the same expression for Jesus, for example. They forget that. Like when they say God and His angels make Salat on the Prophet. Well, 10 verses ahead of that is God and His angels make Salat on the believers. The same words. هو الذي يصلي عليكم وملائكته. It's exactly the same words, but you never hear them saying that God and His angels make Salat. I'm using the expression make Salat, which is because whatever the understanding of that is, if God does it for Muhammad, as He does it for the believers also. This is exactly 13 verses before صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما, which is a big deal, they make out of it. 13 verses before that, God says, يا أيها الذين آمنوا, all you who believe. اذكروا الله ذكرا كثيرا هو الذي يصلي عليكم وملائكته. Same words. So they pick out, they make it like it's exclusive for the Prophet Muhammad.
Well, they want to see what practically was to do that anyway.
Exactly. Taking words out of context. وما أرسلناك إلا رحمة للعالمين. God used the same thing for Jesus. He said ورحمة منا. When they say وما أرسلناك إلا رحمة للعالمين, we sent you as mercy to the people, they consider Muhammad to be the mercy. But what God is saying, and this is what the believers will see, is that out of mercy from God, He sent Muhammad or any messenger to remind the people and save them. So the message from God. So when it comes, the same word is used for Jesus, وَرَحْمَةً مِنْهُ. Okay. I give us a clue. Go take a nap. Everybody. Inshallah, we'll meet at 12:30. Jum'ah, yes, excuse me. Yeah, 12 o'clock. Be here at 12. Great khutbah today, don't miss it. The secret.
It's even more exciting.
Saeed Salat is here, folks. MashaAllah, MashaAllah.
And tired.
Thank God. You know,
Oh, yes.
when he wakes up, it's going to be a lot of trouble.
Ow, ow, ow.
I'm tired he is.
I'm gonna get sick. I'm gonna get sick.
Why? You expected it.
Oh, that's good.
Go ahead.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have to count to know the number.
Right.
So to make it easy, the number because. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, the number. Yeah, yeah.
But what about the instructions God told Muhammad? Muhammad put this verse in this surah with this.
After the one that was there.
After the one.
After the one that was there.
What about, he would say,
He would
put
tell
it
him,
before this?
how
Could
can,
have said that.
there were no number. How can he put it before? There were no number.
Okay.
You understand? How would you know what number is it?
It has to be sequence.
Because it came to him, as in the sequence that came to him surahs, also it came to him in the sequence of verses. The verses also sequence. When I met you first, and then I met Mehdi, and then I met Farhat, and then I met Faribat, and then I met... In the sequence that I met you, I know, oh, you number 1, you number 2, you number 3, you number 4. Because I can count which one I met first. And then if I forget the name, then I can put numbers. Yes, I know.
Yes, that means when he said that the Surah Al-Mudaththir, this is it's finished Mudaththir, and God said, now it's Surah Hamd.
Surah Hamd.
Go to Surah Hamd, but not numbers. Now it's Surah...
He doesn't know numbers.
Yeah, now
this is Al-Fatiha.
Al-Fatiha.
This is Surah Al-Fatiha.
Now it's Surah Shams.
Now when you put it in the book, you're going to put this one number 5. This will be the 5th one. You understand? Because the first one was... because the first one came to him already is Surah Iqra. And the second one was Surah Noon. The third one was Surah Al-Muzammil. The fourth one was Surah Al-Mudaththir. He asked him to stop here now, and this is another Surah, number 4 now, not verses now. He stopped, there's something called verses, it's something called Surah, that's all he knew. Okay, now this is another Surah now. Now he knows this is the 5th Surah. Okay? Now, has the 5th Surah finished or not, he doesn't know that. He leaves it there. Now he will go and tell him, this now is gone in the Surah Al-Mudaththir. Then continue Surah Al-Mudaththir. Then he will go